Hi, welcome back. So, um, so today we are going to be working on the UI. So, like you see, this is the UI. So, and then we're going to be starting with the home page. So, this is the first page you get to after you are signed up. You sign up, and after you sign in. So, this is the home page. So, we're going to be working on this. So, also, like I told you, we do not have a sign in and sign up page. So the first thing we're going to do first is to create that. So if we go to our project, this is it here, and this is the pages. So we click here, this is where you add new page. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to use the templates from FlutterFlow. So I'm going to look for odds. So I'm going to look for one of the design here to so let's use this for create an account. So for sign up, so we name it as sign up page. Now you'll notice my naming convention. So I'm using a common case in here. So it is, you can follow any pattern, but this will make your folder to look organized and your naming pattern should look organized too. So here we create our sign up page. So this is our sign up page. Also, next thing that we'll need to do, also we'll need to add another page for logging in. So we come here, we also go to what's categories, then we also look for the sign in. So I think this is for signing. So let's use this for signing. We use it with our team, and then we name it as sign in page. So now we have our sign in page, and then we have our sign up page. So let's move this to pages. So nice. So the next thing that we need to do is now we need to work on our home page. Here you see the home page. So let's analyze this home page together. On the design, you see we have this this part of the design. So this is a role, and then we have an icon, we have and we have tabs here. Then we also have this add icon. So and then we have here also we have another role, and then here we have a card. So this is what we're going to be building. So we'll start from here. So because this is a tab, and how we can do this in FlutterFlow, I'll explain to you. So and because it also has this, you have to have this kind of these icons both left and right side. So let's go into our project. So first of all, we are going to remove this app bar. We would not be using this app bar here because of the tab that we need to have here. So now after then if we go to our widget tree, let's come to this widget tree, and then this is the scaffold. So the next thing that we need to do is let's try and add let's remove this also. We are left with just the scaffold. Now let's start with by adding so if I by adding a tab bar. So if I click on Command F, and this is it's similar to Command F. It's just to search for, you get this where you are going to pick your widgets. Is a shortcut for looking for, it's to search for widgets, like you can see here. So if you're on Windows, I think it's going to be Control F. So instead of me going through this way, of course I can also equally go to this place and then add the widgets I want to. So same thing. So here I will just search for tab bar. So if I look for tab bar, this is the tab bar, and I will drag it inside here. Now we have our tab bar. Now you notice this there's no place that we can add our icon. We cannot put an icon beside each of beside this, and also we need to delete one of the tabs. So delete this. Now we are left with just two tabs. So now what we need to do is this now for us to achieve something like this, we will need to use a stack. So what's a stack? A stack helps you to place one widget on another widget. So if you need to place something on top of another widget, you use stack. So if you need to, for instance, this is the stack. If I search, I can just search for stack. Yeah, now this is the stack. So if you need to look for instance, all of these components, I mean widgets, they are aligned based on they are categorized based on what they are used for. So for instance, if you look at layout elements, we have container, rows, column, we have stack here. So these are majorly most of the things that you always use in your app. So if you need to align an element horizontally, you use a row, and if you need to align an element vertically, you use column, and if you need to place one element on top of each other, you use a stack. So that's how it works. So here we have our tab bar, and then you look at this as this is because we need to place this and we need to have this also on this same tab bar inside this app this top tab bar. So what we need to do is this: we cannot use, for instance, I'll try and let me look for an icon, and you see what will happen here. So if I place an icon, let's say I want to place an icon inside there, you can see there's no even way I can place it. You can see there's no way I can place it right here, and I cannot use an icon inside. Of course I can add an icon side by side with the tab header, so but then that's not what we want. If you look at here, we can just add an icon, you can see what's happening here, and if you want to place it horizontally, this is it. So you can see it here, but this is not what we want exactly. So what we need is that, so I'm going to remove this icon, as you can see here. So I'm going to remove it, and so what I need to do is this. So I'm going to wrap this tab bar. So let me go to my widget tree so that you see what I'm talking about. So this is the tab bar. So I'm going to wrap this with a stack. So if you click if you left click or right click, so if you right click to see options, now you can see what you can do here. You can duplicate this tab bar, you can insert into the tab bar another element, you can wrap the tab bar which is what we're going to be doing now. You can also replace the tab bar with something else, so it has to be with something that has multiple components also, I think. So if you can see, we can't even replace it, can be replaced. So or maybe I'm replacing with something else. Let me see, replace, okay, same thing. So now what we need to do is we need to wrap. You can also convert it to a component or save as a template also. So you can copy it, you copy the widget code. Wow. So now what we need to do here is you can copy the style also. So let's wrap this with a stack. So now we have a stack, as you can see in the widget tree. So we have the stack here, and then we have our tab bar. So what we need to do is we need to achieve something like this. So what we need to do is we go to this, we can add another widget here, you can add directly from here, and let's add a column, a container rather. So let's make the width of this container, let's make it to be infinite. So it's going to take the whole width, and then let's remove the background color. Now we can see the container. So and then let's give this height, let's make it take this height of the head tab bar. So although we can also check the height from here, which is, I think this is 44, 367 by 44. I mean, this is a free plan of Figma, so we can see the actual dimension with an extension of Flutter code here. So let's see them here, and then this is the width, and then you can see this is the height here. So let's give it a height of 44, and let's see what will happen here. So I'm going to give it 44. Now you can see that it's still not taking this actual height from here, although we can reduce the height of this here. And so let's just make it 50. Now you can see it takes the height of this, so this is okay. Now inside of this container, let's add a role. Now the reason for a role is this: you can see we have this here, so all of these are aligned in a role. So like I told you that if you need to align elements horizontally, you make use of a role. So exactly why we are doing that. So I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut Command F to look for a row. This is the row here, and I'm going to place it inside of the container, just like you see in the widget tree. We have the row here. So what I need to do now is to add two elements, so which are going to be icons. So I'm going to use an icon. So this is an icon here. So I'm going to be having two icons, or I can also have icon button. So let me use icon button because so we need to actually click inside of our row. So and then add the, okay, I need to place it actually inside. So if you come here, we place it here. Well, because these icon buttons usually have some what's it called, some spacing, and then also it has some padding, automatically has some padding as well. So let me just make use of this. Okay, I'll just make use of this. So for instance, I'm going to duplicate this. Now you can see, now I'm going to click inside of the element, which is the role element that is contained, that contains, I mean, that we have our buttons. So, and I'm going to set the properties here. I'm going to align it to be space between. Now you can see we have a space between, but here we have some padding, little padding of I don't know, this is the reason why you can't actually see the right dimensions, but let's give this 15. So I'm going to make, okay, actually this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the stack the padding itself. So this is should be 15 by left, and then 15 on the right side also. Now we have this, so this is okay. Yeah, so now the next thing that we need to do, now you can see we have this, the tab bar, and also the buttons on the sides also. So now the next thing that we need to do is this. And of course, you might have an issue of whenever you click on this and this, you might not be able to. So let's place this. We are going to move the container to the back. Yeah. So place it here. So here now we can have our tab bar, and then we are not able to click the button also. So okay, let's just continue. So now what we need to do here is this. So now that we have our button, I'm going to go to the container, and then I'm going to click on the button here. So let's change the button to, what's it called here? I don't know. This is should be, if we go to, let me see, I'll try and explain and see the name of it. This is export magnifying glass. Let me see if I can see magnifying glass. It's nothing like that. Profile. Okay, so I think we should use this. Let's use this, and then let's remove the border that we have. I'm going to remove the border color, and then the background also. Yes, so I think it's okay this way. Okay, we are going to be changing the icon also. I think we are going to be using the image that we have here. So, but let's use this for now. So now I'm going to go to the other button too, and I'm going to use an icon. This is going to be the add icon, which is plus this exactly. So this is it. We also we leave it to be the size that it is, and we remove this color and then this color also. So the border too, which is, like I said, the border size, this is button size, which adds the, which makes it 60 width and the height that it is, or the noise. So let's leave it this way. So inside of the column row rather, so let's make sure that we align it also. I think here is in the middle, so all the elements are in the middle right now. So now let's click on our tab bar. So if we click on the tab bar, let's just click inside of this tab bar. So this is the tab bar here. So now all we need to do is this: we need to have this kind of behavior inside of it. So we'll add. So we're going to name the first one notes. I mean this second one here. We are going to name it notes, and then this other one which is going to be home. Right. So and then we also need to make it to take just this part of the width and then the width of the text, and then just its little extension. So now what we need to do is this: we need to go to click on the tab bar itself. So this is the tab bar, and then we go to the properties. So the tab bar style is the indicator, of course. We have this is what we want, and then the weight, let's give it 5 z5. Yeah, I think so. Yes. So and then it's going to be at the top, of course, and then what we need to do is, so the initial will always be 0, which is going to be home, which is 0, and then we allow swiping. Yeah. Well, so what we need to do is the tab, let's click let me see on the tab. Yeah, I still have to click here. Okay, so I'm looking for a property which is which should be custom select, of course. Yeah, let's make it scrollable. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, so now you can see this. So now we have this to be here, and then we have this to be also here. So now so let's give them a little spacing, a little padding, so they should have little padding by the side. So this okay, so let's give this 10. Let's see. So nothing is happening here. This is actually for the icon. Okay, let's edit this label style, and let's pad this to be 20 by the side. No, label, yeah. So let's 20 have this, and then we'll have 20 at the side. So I think this is okay. So here too we give it 20 edit label. So okay, I think it's the same thing also. So let's take a look at it. Okay, I think it's better now. So now, so whenever you click on, let's give it when you click on this, we give it a font weight, and then we also yeah, I think it's just the font weight and then the color. So let's edit the label style into. So when unselected is what we need to do now. So label says this is custom unselect. So let's see this. So if you custom, oh yeah, so this is for unselect. So let's use so for select, let's just try to deselect first. So we let me see the label properties selected. Okay, this is of course okay. Now this is what we're looking for. So this is all select and then the selected one. So we are going to give it our primary color, and then the font weights for this, I think this is okay. So for although it shouldn't. Let's use the primary test. This is the primary test for the unselected icons, as you can see here. And then for the padding, for the font weight actually, so so let's use the font weight should be bold, as you can see here. So we have the bold one, and also here we have, so let me see, I can actually, it's bold also. Okay, so now I think we are aligned with what we have in the design. So let me keep outside of this, so I think we should, okay. And this also, this size, the size of this is 20 here. Well, let's, okay, so I need to go to the button here, increase this the size. This is the border radius, we are not using border radius. So the button size, let's use 60. Now this is what I was talking about. So it's going to add some extra padding left, padding right, padding on all the sides. So where can I set that? So just give it, still make it 40. Now okay, so the icon size too should be, let's see, 40 or 30. So and then the border, let's remove the border as well. So now we have 0, or let's leave it this way. So now we have 30, and then here also on the other icon we set it to be 32. So the border side, bottom side, so remove it, and we give this to be 30. I think 40 is okay. 40, and yeah, also let's make it 40. Or so let me make it 35. So the reason for this is because we are not getting the actual size here, because here is not what it's going to be. We're having width of 20, and then this is also 20. So let's just make this 35. I think it's okay. And then also let's make this also 35. Okay, this is better. So and let me increase the size of the screen. Okay, so let's remove this and let's preview our work. This is taking a while. So while it's loading, so let's continue. So now we have our tab bars. So now the next thing we need to do is this. Now you will notice inside of this home page, now in the scaffold we have what we call safe area. So if we remove the safe area, you can see this went up, and if we add this back, you can see we have a little space at the top and a little space at the bottom. So safe area is actually meant for, I mean, if you are using an Android or you are using an iOS, you will notice that there is always a button at the bottom. So for your widgets to not get to those parts, and also at the top also we have where we have our status icons and all. So for them not to overflow to those parts is the reason why we are using a safe area. So instead of you guessing the those heights, so we use safe area to prevent them from overflowing to those parts. So that's the essence of safe area. So because of my network, this is giving me issues to load here. So now what we need to do now is this. Now we've achieved what we want here, so we go to home. So now this is the home that we have here. So the next thing that we need to do is this. We need to, let's design this, which is the home page here. So and also we have different tabs here. So I think the next thing we need to do, let's create all of this bottom tab. So now what we need to do is this. Easiest way to come across to get to this is this. We use this you'll notice this icon here. So when you click on it, now you see what it's saying here. It show this page in navbar, which we are going to put on. Now you can see, so this page requires navbar requires at least 2 pages. Yeah. So and then we have this icon, which is the home icon. So but of course this is the wrong tab for what it is right here. So if we actually supposed to be, the first one was supposed to be the home page, and then this is the notes page, and then this is the search. So this design is not accurate, but we're just going to manage this. So now let's use this icon. So, and of course we do not have a way of use different icon for each. So let's just use the icons that we have at the moment. So now we cancel this. Now let's create another page, which is going to be, let's say search and then notes page. So it goes to our pages, and then we add another page. This is going to be a blank page. Let's create a blank page, call it notes page. So this, and also we enable tab bar, navigation bar, and then let's search for, let's see if we can have a notes. Similar to this. Okay, yeah, I think we have something. Yeah, so this, let's use this. Now the second one is, and we need to create another page for search page, so let's add it here. So now let's add another one, which is going to be search page. Create blank, also we call it search page. Create blank, also we enable navigation bar for this, and then we also make this a let's say search. Let's use which one is okay for us to use here? Let's use this. So you notice this icon is bigger than this because this is font awesome icon, and then this is Google icon. So let's see if I can even have magnifying glass or search. Let's use this. So we should have the same, and also on the home page also. Let's move it to our pages. On the home page also, let's use let's use this. So we have equal icons. So that's it. So let's cancel this. Now we have our tab bar, our navigation bar, and then we also have our tab bar here also. So so this is it. So on the home page, on each of this page, we have these notes, and we have, this is the notes. So we are going to show some, these are categories, architecture kind of notes, different kind of notes, and so on. And then we also have today's notes that people has written. And on this page, on this notes page, what we're going to have is this. We're going to have our own personal notes, so that we can just scroll to, that you'll be able to see your personal notes. So, and then here we have the search. That's what we're going to do. It's this design. So now let's create this. So in the first part, which is this part of the design, so we're going to add this. Now you'll notice that we have, this is a scrollable horizontal element. So this has to scroll from left to right. We also have another test widget right here. So you have another one, you have another one, you have another one, and also this is also going to scroll up from up to bottom. So this is also going to scroll. So what we need to do is this: we need to have what we call a single child source, a list view. Let's say list view. So in Flutter we have different type, which is single scrollable child. Did I forget it? So you can have a list view, yeah, or you can also use like I said, we are like Flutter we have single child scroll view. Yes, single child scroll view. So let me put a column instead, a column, and then we are going to make this column to be scrollable. So in this column, we are also going to have a role inside, which is going to be this role. So in this column, let's change the properties. So if we go here, we can make this column to be able to be scrollable one. If you see, allow scrolling. So what happens is this column turns to a single child scroll view. Is wrapped inside of a single child, although you're not going to see that inside of the widget tree. So but it's wrapped inside of a single child scroll view, and then this column was inside. So meaning all of the elements inside of this column will be scrollable. So if you click on the source code, and let's view the source code. I guess my network is not making us to see some things there. So let's go back to the design. So now the first thing we need to do is this: we need to place our test widget at the top of it. So we click inside of this, and then we add the first test widget, so which is going to be here. And then the properties of this column, we align them from start. So the cross-axis alignment, let's make it to start. And then here we also need to add our test, which is top teams. Let's name it top teams. So is it all capital here? So teams. Now we have that. So the size of this test, let's look at it if you can get it here. So the size is semi bold, and then it's 24. So let's use 24 as the size. 24, or we can also select it from here, so which is headline small, and then the size is semi bold, the font weight rather semi bold. Now you can see here. So and then let's give it a padding, a little padding at the top and at the bottom. So we add let's say 10 pixels and 10 pixels here. So we have it right here. So let's click here and see. So we have it. So here we have the tabs and this. So if we are to preview this, let's now preview it. So you can see now this is it, and also we can click this also. You can click this and this also. So that's it. So the next thing that we need to do right now is to let's look at this very well. So we have our design here, and then we have this also here. So this is so here you look at it, we have this top, which is what we've done here, test. So and then we have this slider. So we're going to work on this also, and then we have this also. This is another section. So here what we're going to have is if you are to analyze this design here, you realize that this is a role, and inside of this role we have this row is a type that can be scrollable, and then we have like a container, a card container here with border size, and then has a picture inside, and then has an overlay background, and has a text field widget here. So same thing with this thing also, but different pictures. So this is what we're going to be designing. So let's go to our FlutterFlow project. So the first thing we need to do is, first of all, after we've added this widget inside of this column, now we need to add the role. So now I noticed something here. I noticed that is this role here is going from edge to edge. So, and our column here, we already padded it. So what I think we need to do is we'll need to just remove the padding that we added on the column. And funny enough, I'm not even seeing any padding inside. So if I go to my widget tree and I'll just, I think so the padding is coming from, because we are using stack, so it's coming from, if we go to the stack now, it's coming from the stack itself. So we need to remove the padding. So now you can see we have the design here. So now the next thing that we need to do is to, now we have our test widget here. Now let's add our row. Now using your favorite keyboard shortcuts, Command F or Control F for Windows. Now we have our role, so let's attach the role inside. Now you can see the role attached there. So the next thing, let's look at the design. So if you look here, we have a space from here. Now I'm not on the Figma paid file. That's the reason why I mean we can't take the measurements from here to here so that we can be able to see the distance from here, but we're just going to guess at this point. So let's give it 15 pixels from this side to this side. Already the test is already having 10 pixels, so let's make it 15. Now we have this, which is okay now. So let's build this. So now the first thing you need to know is this. Let's add a container or a card. There should be a card. You can see this is a card widget. Now the difference between a card and a container, you will realize it now. So now look at how card is. A card already has an inbuilt this thing. It has border side, and it has an overlay like shadow at the bottom. So let me add a container so you will see the difference. So if you look at a container and add a container here, now look at it. You can see that container doesn't have a border radius, and also there's no shadow at the bottom at the side. So that's the difference between a card and also a container. But here we are not using a container, we are using the card. So in this card, if you look at this, the border is I mean we have more, this has more border than what we have in the design. So let's change the border side also. So let's cancel out this, and then let's look at the border side. So look at the border radius here. So let's give us to be 12. Now if I check this and this, or let me make it 15. So now okay, so I think this is better. So also this too. So now the next thing that we need to do is this. So now this has an height, so let's just look at this. This is, the height is 100 and then the width is 462. Actually this is width from here to here. So but I think this should be, if I click inside, okay, yeah, so this is 148 by 100, which is the width, and then this is the height. So let's give this height of 148. So this is where we are going to have a little bit of issue. So this is alignment, but no, this is not what we're dealing with. So I think so we can't size the container, I mean this card, but we can give it to children, which is going to take the which the card will take the height and then the width of the children. So the first thing we need to do is let's add a container inside of this card, and then we are going to have a background image and then an overlay also. So for us to achieve this, what we can do is this, because we need to achieve overlay inside of this card, and they have this picture and have this dark background here, and then this is light at this part. So we need to use what we called stack. Like I said, a stack helps you to place widgets on top of on top of another widget, while role helps you to align widgets side by side horizontally, while column helps you to align widgets in a vertical way. So now let's wrap let's have a stack here. So if I look for stack and put a stack inside of this, now you can see what I said is going to take the width and then the height of that any children that we add. So now the next thing that we need to do is we can actually we can size this from here. So I can give it the size that we have here, which is 148 by 100. So 148 by 100 height. Now you see we have the stack and then we have this. So inside of the stack, now let's have what is it called? Before that, let me click here and then let's see what we can do to this part card. So the card should be able to take, I don't know, okay, there's nothing that we can do inside. So let's add a container inside of the stack. So you can click here also and add container. You can see the container. So now let's spread the container to take the width and then the height of the mother. So the mother here is the stack. So because it's holding it, the mother to this stack is also this card, because it's this card that is holding all of them. So now you can see that it's taking the width and then the height of the stack. So the next thing that we need to do is this. So let's have a background picture to this container. So in this container you can go to the properties and then you will see a part which you have background image. So for now we use so a network, then let's look for a random image that we can get from FlutterFlow sample data, so which is an image. So then let's just give it this nothing here. So we should be able to have something that should be generated here. Okay, if nothing is generated there, so let's just look for how we can download this image here. Okay, so this is the image. So let's export this. I'm also going to be sharing this file in the design. Actually, I don't want it to have a background, and then this image, I don't have it to have this fading overlay. So well, it's already having it here, so I will need to look for a picture that doesn't have this. I think this is okay. So this is also not, let me see, this is okay now. So okay, let's just look for a picture. So we'll go to, what's it called, free picture. Let me search for free picture and see if I can see the websites now. Actually, yeah, on Splash is what I was trying to remember. So this websites, so let's just look for any picture. I think this, let's download this picture. So now we're downloading this picture, we're going to use it in our project. So once it's finished downloading, done. So now let's use it here. So we use an asset picture, and of course this is not going to be it's not going to be an asset picture. So this is going to be a network picture later in the project, but for the sake of the design, let's use an asset picture for now. So here we upload download the new one we just downloaded. So I think, is it this? No. What's the name? Let's check the name also. So if I, so this is, what's it called here? It's Kellen. So I'm going to search Kellen. So I'm going to go to download and type key Kellen. Yeah, this is it here. So we're going to use this, and then we are going to box fit it to what we want. So you can see the picture here. So you can see there's, I think there's, oh, is it taking the whole width? Yeah, I think it's taking the whole space. So let's try some of this out. So but we want it to take the whole, okay, so I think let's make it to cover, yeah, so it should cover the whole page. Now you can see it's covering it. So now we're having a sharp image. right now. So if you go to our design, so it's not as same thing as this. So the next thing that we need to do is now is that for us to achieve this, now let's wrap this. Let's put on this same stack. We already have a container with the background image. So now let's add another container inside of it, and then you can see now this container is now taking is on top of this old container with the background image. So what we need to do is this. So we need to also give this infinite width and then infinite height. So now it's taking the whole width and the height of the model. So now in here is where we need to add those colors, those fading colors. So now in the properties we look for gradients. You open the gradients, now you see. So the first one is going to be let's say let's choose any kind of color from here. So this second one, this is the second one here, and then okay, the first one, let's use ash, or this ash now, and then we reduce the opacity. Now you can see I'm reducing the opacity right here. You can see now, can you see the image at the background? So that's it. So let's use this and let's save. Now the second picture, now let's also use a dark one, and let's see. Now you can see, I think we've achieved what we need to achieve. Now you can see the background pictures, and then we have the overlay right here. So just like you see here. So now the next thing that we need to do, now you look at this test that is placed here, we need to put our own test also. So what we need to do is this: we inside of the container, this one here, so we are going to add a column. So and in this column we are also going to, this is where we're going to place our widget, test widget. So click here, now you see the test, then let's align it inside of the column. So this column, we are going to put it to stay at the bottom. Yeah, so and then it should be at the cross axis alignment, should be at the other side. So here, if you look at this test very well, you notice this is around 15 pixels at the side, and it's also 15 pixels distance at the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. So take our test, and then we give it 15 pixels here, you can see, and then 15 pixels right here also. So now we have the same thing here, I think so. So now the next thing is to check the font size of this test, which is, it has a bold of semi-bold and also 17 pixels. So we're going to change the text to semi-bold and 17 pixels. So currently right now is 14, so we click on 17, and then the text color is white color. So we're not going to use, because this is going to work with the theme. So although this is if you are changing for theme, for instance, if you're on light mode, dark mode, this background is going to change for dark mode. So we're not going to use this from here. So let's just look for white color from this color palette, color. So just give it this, and then this is white. Yeah, this is white. So this is white, so let's leave it this way. And then the font weight is semi-bold. So semi-bold, you see, this is semi-bold, 600. So here we have what we are looking for, what we've tried to achieve. So let's just copy this test. Really always find this architecture, so let's just name it architecture too. So here we have our design, and it looks exactly the same thing as this. Alright, so now the next thing is, now we need to have achieved something like this. So for now, what we are going to do is this: we are only going to generate this, because these are going to be generated from the, these are going to be dynamic content from the backend. So for now, we're just going to generate this, we're going to generate this using dynamic list. So yeah, we'll come to our list. This is row. Now this is where we give our row the properties that it should be a scrollable one. You can see here this is a scrollable. You turn it to be true. So here the row is taking the size of the widgets. So right now all we need to do, because we need to make this more than this actual this thing now. So we click on the row, we are on the row, and then we go to this tab here, which is generate dynamic children. So we click generate dynamic children, and then we click the variable name. Let's just say contents. For now you can name it anything that you want, so for now we just name it contents, and we give it maximum item should be 5, and then we generate the value should be a random data list of integers um or list of strings. Let's use list of strings. So the minimum should be list of length should be let me say 5, and then the maximum should be 10. So which is for instance, if you have 5 um a name can be up to 5 lengths, so the alphabet can be 5, and then also the another person's name can be maximum of, I mean, the 10 alphabets also. So that's what this means. And then the minimum, let's leave this lowercase, uppercase, just let's use this, and then let's generate our dynamically. So now you see, now can you see what I'm talking about? So here we have this scrolling, and then also we have this also, we can also scroll with this too. So for instance, okay, now you can see that it's scrolling. So now let's take our child here and give it the dynamic children that we generated. Let's give it this. Now you see this, so this is generated dynamically. Of course we are going to change this to what we are fetching from our database, but for now, for the sake of design, we are going to leave it this way. So let's preview our design. Now you can see, so this is scrollable. So yeah, so that's it. And if it comes to notes tab, nothing is here. If you are here, you have it. So you can see, we can click here, we can click here also, but this we are going to part this. So let's go back. So on our test widget, so let's part this to be 16. I think it's 16 is what we are. Okay, yeah, we are using 15 pixels. So now we have our 15 pixels. So now the next thing that we have here is this. This is another role with this, and then with this. So now if you are to look at this very well, analyze this, you realize that we have a role. In this side, inside of this role, we have a test, and then we have this icon, and then this test, and then another icon. So what we are going to do is this: we'll place another role inside of this role, because we need to achieve we want to split those tests to be distance away from their self. So I know some of us would be like, okay, I can part this to come to this side, and I also part this to come to this side, which is very wrong. So the reason why I said it's wrong is because if you are on a smaller screen device, then you are going to be having an overlay, which means overflow rather, sorry. You are going to be having an overflow on both sides of the screen. So the best way to achieve it is just to give this content here inside of a row, and then this separately. So then you can now use the properties of the row to align them, I mean to give them a space between, then you'll be able to achieve this. So let's do that in our design. So now in our design, the next thing that we need to do is to use our shortcut keyboard. Okay, we already having this here, so let's add a row inside of the column, and inside here we also going to give it a padding of 16 left, 15 left, and 15 right. So this is 15. We also have 15 here also, and then also I think at the top also we need to give it 10. So let's give it 10. So perfect. So the next thing that we need to do is to add this test widget, and also this. I think this is also having the same. So this height, I mean the test font size is 24 also. So what we need to do is we can copy this. We can just copy this on here because it's having the same size. I mean style with what we need here. And we paste inside. You can see that it's inside of our role. So and then the next thing that we need to do is, like I told you, we're going to be using role again. So let's add a role inside of this role. So we have a role. This is the role. You can see it's side by side now. So we can now use our properties, or let's add those icons first. We have this icon here, and then we have another icon. So I might not be able to download this right now because this is just going to be an image if I'll be using this icon. So so let's use this image. Actually use an SVG. I'm not sure if this might not work actually. So SVG, or let's use PNG, and then let the quality to be ×4, and then we export this. So this we can still get it inside of FlutterFlow. So then this is a test widget. So let's achieve that. So now we are just going to have an image. Let's use an image here. Oh shit, this thing has been deleted. Okay, let's bring it back, and then let me just go to a page and then use this one here, and let's just use, I was trying to check if there's an SVG again, so let's use this, and I will place it right here. So and then let's give it a height, because currently it's just 300. Let's give it, I mean that's the width for the width, and then let's give it 20 for also the height. So we are still inside the role. Let's go to our widget tree and then see it is, and this is the role. So we add also test inside here. Now you can see the test. The next thing we need to add is also an icon. So let's search for an icon, and then the icon type is going to be drop down icon. So look at it here. So this is what we need here. So fine. Now inside of this image, let's use the image that we got the other time. So we downloaded. So let's upload not uploaded file, asset image, and then we upload that image that we downloaded. So I hope we can see it. So let me see the name of it. Yeah, the one I downloaded now, so which is group. So yeah, I'm going to go back and then upload. So we have group. So inside download we have group. This is it here. So let's upload this. So I think it's fine now. So now this also, this because we gave it 20, so I think let's give it currently this is width of 12 and 12 by 12. So let me see, 12 by 12, 12 by 12. So we have 12, and then this, I think this is okay now. So now let's look at let's split them, so have a space between. So we'll click on the row that is holding all of them, and then we come to the properties, and we give a space between, I think, and that's it. So you look at it now, and then you look at it. So instead of you having, like, you know, the normal thing that you do, that you give it a padding, you spread it on this side and spread on this side, but here you're having accurate results. This is not going to cause an overflow, even if you're on smaller screen or bigger screen. Okay, for bigger screen you are not going to have, of course, overflow, but smaller screen you might have an overflow. So this test here, we are also going to remove the padding, because the role is already having the padding that we needed. So and then also we need to also remove the padding at the top. So we don't need the padding at the top and also at the bottom. So now, and then let's check the name here is going to be today. So we name it as today. So and then our test widgets is going to be the primary color, and this is also to be the primary color. So let's give it, if you look at it, let's look at the test size. So this is 14, and then it has a lightweight. So we give it the it has a lightweight and it's 14, and then it should be the primary color. So, and then let's give it some spacing beside this and this. This is already having, if you look at this already having a space between because of the side of the icon. So yeah, what we just need to do is just give it a little bit space here, or let's give it 5. Let's see. Okay, I think 5 is okay. So now I think we're having the same thing here too, and yeah. So let's give our icon a color too, to be primary color. Now that's it. So if it's not close to this, at least we're having something similar to this. So that's it. So now we have our design. We have this. Also, let's please make sure that this in center. The children are in center, of course, in center. So that's it for this. So let's preview our work. Nice. So we have this, and then we have this. So we can scroll. Nice. So let's go back to the development space. Now the next thing that we need to do now is to design this, and after this we'll build this. This shouldn't take us so much time also. So so here also, now let's analyze this also. This is a card also, because it has you can see that it has a shadow, both shadow. So now inside this card, now let's look at this very well. We are going to have a role, a column. So this column is going to take all of these children. So in this column we are also going to have what called we are going to have a role. So this role, we are going to place this, all of these ones that you see here, we are going to place them in. So this inside of the role, we'll also place another column to place this vertically, and then so the row is just going to take those children horizontally. So we'll place this one too there. Now we are also going to have another role. So what the other role is going to do inside of the column is that it's going to take these children also, and we align them, which will align them horizontally. So that's exactly what we are going to be doing right here. So of course this is going to be a scrollable one. So from here to here, all of these things are going to be scrollable. So if you scroll, you'll be able to go up and down. So it's it. So now let's design this card. So next thing we need to do is to have a card inside of this. So we search for card. So this is the card, we place it inside of this widget tree. So now this card, we're going to we have padding left and padding right. So let's give our card padding left of 15 and padding right of 15. So in this card we are going to, because we need to if we place, for instance, if we place this card, if you just, for instance, let's add a column, because I told you we did a column. You can see that this column is the card is taking the height and the length of the column. So but now this column, we can't give it a width and height. So for us to have a width and height, so that we can spread the card to be left, to spread it all horizontal, and then give it a height of about, I think this is, so 142. So here it's saying 334 but the width, but we're just going to give it the full width, because this has to take the it has to reach the edge of the device that we are working on. So what we need to do now is that we need to wrap this column inside of what a container. So now it's inside of the container. If you go to our widget tree and click on this, and then you should be able to have it. So this is it here. So we have the container right here. So this container, let's give it a width of infinite, and then the height should be 1. The height should be 140, 142. Yeah, sorry. Okay, 142 should be the height. Okay, so now we have this. So also you notice there is also another padding from here to here. So let's have the padding, or let's pad the card itself from the top. Let's give it 15. So I think we have the distance that we need. So okay, so um now the next thing we need to have is this. So let's place a role inside of the column that is already inside, and also before that, let's pad our column. You can see that there is a little bit spacing from here to here and all the sides, also all the sides. So let's give it a padding of we choose this, and let's give it a padding of 10, 15. Let's use 15. So now let's start placing our children. So we place a row inside. Now inside of the row, so let's have another column inside. So nice, we have the column. Now let's place our test widget, and then we'll also have another one here. So we have our test, so let's duplicate it. We have two tests, and then yeah, so let's have our image inside of the row. So we look for image, and then we add it inside. So the image is taking too much height and width, so let's check this, and let's see the height and width that we need to use. 75 by 75. So let's give the width also 75, and the height 75. Correct. So now let's, like I taught you, like I did the other time, so let's give it a space between. So inside of the row, space between. Nice. And then the children should be at the top. It should be at the top. Let's align it, make everything to come to the top. So cross axis alignments, we give it at the top. Now you can see it's having the same is on the same line. So now the next thing we need to do is let's look at this test, and let's look at the properties. So the font is 13, font size is 13, and it's also semi bold. So let's use that. So we have font size 13 and semi bold. Mm, 13 semi bold. Oh, sorry. Font weights. Yeah. So we have semi bold. Correct. So so for this, because if you look at this kind of test, if we have two-line test, because this test is going to be coming from the database, so we are not sure if it's going to be two-line test or a single line. So of course we cannot just have two test widgets and place it inside one and say okay, on the database you try and do things which is not going to work. So for us to achieve a test that is going to automatically come to the next line, what we need to do is to wrap the test itself. We wrap this test inside of a role. We wrap it inside of a container. So because container is going to take the size of the children also, so let's wrap this inside of a container. See, so now it's inside of it. You can see that the container takes the size, width and height of the test itself. So if the container gets to this part and says that okay, the test is getting to this part, so the test will come to the next slide. So let's try that. Inside of the test, let's use the test, click on the test, and let's start adding a gibberish. So okay, so now it's pushing this down, so this is not what I want to achieve. So let's give the container a size. And let's say the width should be, if we are to use the percentage, let's use, because we don't want to use an actual width because of the kind of device that we don't know, the kind of device that that this app is going to, the user are going to be using the app. So let's use percent and let's give it 75% width. Or now it's pushing this too much, so which is too much, so let's give it 50% or 55% should be enough. Okay, yeah. So now let's type into our widgets, our test widgets, and see. Now you see what I'm saying, so it goes to the next line, as you can see here. So this is what we need to achieve. So now let's just leave this way, and then our test inside of the column, let's align the children to be on the cross axis element to start, and this is the next one, the test that we have here, this one here. So let's look at the properties of this. It's 12 and then it's light, so let's style it 12 pixels, 12, and then it's light. Yeah, so that's it. And then we have so let me see if I can copy this word. So I can't copy the word. Okay. So this because this is so let's just leave it the way it is here. So let's paste it. This is having about 15 pixels from the test, so let's paste it 15 pixels. That has 15 pixels, and that's it. So now I think we've achieved something like this. Now the next thing is to have another row inside of the column. So now we add another row inside here. So and then let's place this avatar, circle avatar, and let's see the height, the weight is. So let's look for circle avatar. You can see circle image. So this is what it is here. So now it's having 30 width and 30 height. So here with this, because we are dealing with radius, so less is going to be about 15 pixels. So that's 15. Oh, okay. So this is not, it's not going to, let's give it 30 and say okay. So now we have a test. Also we have the name of a person, so we also put add a test widget here also. So and then we also have another, we have an icon, another test, and then this slash, and then another one. So this is going to be like a rich test. So also this is also supposed to be a rich test, because we have this and then and the categories. So we are going to do that also. So what we need to do is this. So there should be a spacing between this and this, so which means we might still have to and this is already getting too much here. So I still need to increase our, because I don't think we are using the actual height of the container that is holding it. So let's give it 150 height. Okay, so and then let's just space this between, instead of giving this a space, having a pixels here, let's just give the colon itself space between, so which is going to be this exactly. So and yeah, so we have exactly. So next thing we need to do is to have this. So let's just have a role also inside of the role, and then we place those things. So we have an icon, art icon. So let's look for art icon. So we're only just going to use put an icon, and then we also have a test. Now this is going to be a rich test. So it should be inside of the role too. So this is the yes. Okay, so what this icon should be before it exactly. So we have the rich test. So the next thing is, okay, so let's just name it, I mean, like what it is at the moment. So let's change the icon to be art. let's look at, okay, so let's use this, and then let's look at the height that is having there. So 10, let's use about, let's say 15. Yeah, I think if it's okay. And then the reach test now. So we have our test. This is first test plan 1, test plan 2. So we're going to have this 10k slash this. So let's use, we have 10k, right? So, and then this other one is this slash like that we have. So on your Mac, you use shift, and then you see the symbol on your keyboard. So there we need another test plan, which is going to take this 2 hours. So add another test plan, and let's say 2 hours. So that's it. So here we're also going to put this inside of, because we need to split this role, split it, and then make the content to be in 2, and then split to the right, and then split to the left. So what we need to do is this. So we need to also wrap this child, this one, inside of a role. We wrap inside of a role, and then also we place this test widget inside of the same role with it. So now we have role, another role that is holding this, another role that is holding this. So in the role that is holding all of them, we split them both side. Now this one is not inside of that other role. So, and that's the reason why we need to, if you look at the role here, this is it, and then this is the icon. Let's place it inside of the role. Now we have it split on both side. Exactly what we are looking for. So let's just name this, just going to keep it my name, Daniel. So, and this is going to be picture from the database of the user that posted this, and then this. So I think we've achieved almost the same thing. The only thing is just this bottom shadow. So and then at the top also. So let's look at the, I think, yeah, at least it's having a little, yeah. So let's just go to the card and then look at the shadow again, the elevation. So this only thing that we can do here is the elevation. So let's give it increase it, so let's increase the elevation to be 5. So let's see, you can see. So yeah, I think this is better, this is okay. So of course this is not the top is not showing, but let's leave it this way. So now that we have our card, so this also is going to be generated dynamically. So it's going to be coming from the database, and then but before that, we need to make our our column is scrollable one, which is the column holding all of this should be a scrollable one, which is what we have here. So let's make it a scrollable one. So of course we've already made it a scrollable one, see. So now this card, so for us not to have, you can see inside of the widget we have so many elements. So let's convert this to a component, and then also we convert this also to a component. So how do you do that? We come to the card itself here, and then you right click or to show the options. So now you look for where you have convert to components. So we don't want to add too much widgets that it will be hard for you to trace some of the widgets on the screen. So convert it to a component. I will call it homepage content card, homepage content card, homepage contents card, which is going to be components. So create content card components. So let's just yeah, I think this is okay. Then we create it. Now you can see, so it's now a component. So let's go back to our home, and then this is just going to be a component. Now you can see it here. So this is it. So the next thing we need to do also is to let's make this also a component. We go to this and then we go to the card. So this is the card. So we also make this a component as um, this. So we say home page slider, home page slider components, slider components. You can name it to be anything, but this is just what's coming to my head at the moment. So let's create it. Now we have it here. So now let's go back to, so this is now a component, and then this is a component. So if you look at the widget tree, you'll see that this is now easy for you to trace anything, to do anything from your widget tree. So this is very clean at the moment. So now in this card here, home page card components, because we need to, let's generate this children dynamically. So what we need to do is just to, so that we can have a feel of how it's going to scroll from up to bottom and all of those things. So let's wrap this inside of another column. Wrap the widget inside of a column. Now it's inside of the column. So it's a column that we're going to be generating my children from. Now click on the column. This is it here, which is having these components. So we go to generate children dynamically. So let's just say we call it content. So it has to be different from the one we did here. So you can see this content already exists. So content 2, let's just give it content 2, and then the marks, let's say this should be 5 also. So let's generate children random data. So I can just give it because I'm not going to use any of these random data, so I'll just give it this. The mask length can be anything, because I'm not using the values inside of the app. So just generate this as save, and then we generate our children dynamically. Now you can see what happens there. So we have our children generated dynamically, and if you go to the design, so we are having some more spacing here and here. So what we need to do is to go inside of the components. We click inside, and let's look at the space that we gave it here. So let's just give this to be 10 pixels. So and then let's go back to the home page. So now nice, I think we're okay. So also, because we can't edit so much inside of the okay, I think yeah, that's it. So that's it, yeah. So let's preview our design. So here you can see, you can scroll, you can see here, you can scroll from here to here, and then you can scroll here to here. So I think we are good to go from here. So the next thing that we need to do is let's go to our page. So now let's show our bar, bottom tab bar. So what we need to do is to click inside of the home page, and then we show this. Okay, it's already there. So also we go to another page, because right now we have, let's look at this, we have search page, and then we have another page which I don't know what. I'm just going to work it out. So the search page, let's go to search page. This is the search page. So we also would need to enable this is showing navbar is currently off in the app settings. Let's go to app settings, and then we go to navigations, navbar here. So let's show navbar. So the ones we currently added. So I think I added this here. I added this already. So this is it here. So we go back to the project. So now you can see is here. So now let's go to our home page. This is the home page. Now you can see the tab bar, and then also this here. So let's preview it again. Correct. So if you click here, you can see now you can be able to go to one tab on the order, and then you can scroll this, and you can scroll this from left to right also. And if you go to the notes, you can say this is it here. So that's it. So now the next thing that we need to do is this, because the reason why I use these icons here, because I don't know if I actually did this inside of this video. So okay, so is because we can't get this icon right here. So, and that's the reason why I'm using it here. So what we need to do now is this. So we design for our notes page, so which is going to be this. So now this is going to be a simple one. No, this is actually a search. So the notes I can, okay, this is what all the notes is about. So this is a simple one. So let's go back to our design. So here we are going to copy some of the things that we've done here. From here down to this place, we're going to be copying, pasting. So the first thing that we need to do is this. We copy this one, Command C on Mac, Control C on Windows. We paste. Now you see. So this is actually going, okay, now first of all, let's place a colon inside. Now we have our colon, and then we paste the what we copied exactly. So now let's copy this also, the children we generated dynamically. We copy it here, and then we paste it also here. So so we give it your nodes here, and that's it. So we name it as your nodes, and that is it. So let's preview this also. So we have our home page with all of these contents, and then we click here, we have all our notes right here. So I think we are good to go now. So nice. So now we have our home page. So now the next thing that we need to work on is the search page. So let's work on our search page. So we are going to go to search page. So let's go into our interface. So then let's move to search page, which is this page here. So now let's analyze this very well. First of all, we are going to remove the app bar background that we have here, and then we are going to place a test field inside of it. And then the next thing, we have a row inside of the body of the scaffold. We have a test widget, and then we have a grid view showing this. Of course, we are also going to be using I think here we are going to be using, okay, so we are going to be using another component. So we're exactly what I did here, I'm also going to be doing that same here. So let's go. So let's remove the background color, and then the elevation should be 0, and this color is taken. So we remove the color, set opacity to be 0, and let's place our removed text here, and then let's place our test field inside. So we are search for test field, and then we place it at the center, which is the title part. So you can see the set test field there. So now this test field is having a few color of this background, so, and then it has a little border. So we go to the properties of the test field, and then we look for fill color. You can see the fill color here is alternate, so let's give it ash. Let's make it ash color. So it's not showing anything. So okay, it's not showing anything at the moment. The reason is this, I'll tell you now. So let's just give this color, and then let's look for fill. Now this fill, we need to talk, actually this is border, so this is not even the fill color. So let's toggle this on, the fill color, and then let's give it the fill color that we are talking about right here. So I'm just going to give this kind of color. The reason is because I'm doing this is because I can't get the actual color from here. So let me open this, and okay, so this is not the actual color. It has an opacity also, so I'm just going to give it this, and then reduce the opacity. So this is okay. I think this is okay. And then now the border, I'm just going to remove the border color, the focus border color. So we do not need the focus border color. So the difference is this, what focus border color is this. So let's make it back. So when you click inside of the text field, so for instance, also the error. So for instance, you must have come across app that you when you want to log in and you enter the wrong value, it's going to show error border, red border, and then give you the error message. So that's what this error is all about, error border. So now for the focus actually is when you click inside of the text field and then you see that the surrounding of the text field, which is the border, is going to change color. So let's see that in action. So I'm going to preview this. I hope it's going to work here on preview mode. So you can see now, you can see what I'm talking about. So if I click outside, you will not see the border again. If I click inside, you see the border. So that's what we're talking about here. So let's go back to our design. So let's go back to the search page we're working on. So now, yeah, so but now we don't need all of this. We don't need the focus border to change. We just want it to, and also this nothing. So this is not going to be an underline type. Of course, we need to remove it to be none, so it's not any it's not an underline type. What it means that is this, like what you saw from the preview we did, is only the underline, which is the bottom part of the line, that has changed, the color changes. So but what this is, we don't want it to change at all, so we remove it to make it none. And if you make it an outline, which means all of the border, you're going to see all of the border. So that's the difference between the outline, none, and underline. So let's look at our text field and then let's give it a padding, border radius of the fill color of the fill. So so I'm trying to look for where we can set the border. So so I guess the reason why we are not getting this border, if you look at the outline, yeah, we can set the border. So but if we give it none, we can't set any border. So let's just give it an outline type, or we set the color to be none, not set, and then the border width should be let's give it 0, so we don't need a border width here. So because we need to set this border side, so let's just leave it this way. I think, yeah, so we have something similar to this. So or we need to reduce this a little, so let's give it just 5. The border side should be 5, correct? So done. So inside of the text field, we have a search icon and then a search text as an int text. So on the inside here, we give it an icon, which is first of all, let's give it int text, which is going to be search. Okay, and then a prefix icon, properties, and then so we have a leading icon, should be search. So let's use this. Okay, and then we do not want to show this label, so we need to remove the label at the top. So this, we can't clean it up. Nice. So I think so this is okay. So now the next thing for us to do is to work on the body. So the body already has a color, so if you check the widget tree, you'll see that this is a color, correct? So let's do this also. I think this is this and this, they are similar, so we copy the same elements in the home page. Let's go to the home page and then we copy this right here, so and then we use it in our search page also. So first of all, we place it inside of a row, so and then we paste what we copied, right? So and then I think, yeah, so the the pattern is okay, and then we have this icon, so which is filter icon. So inside of the row, let's place our filter icon, we place this and then we change it to be filter. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. So and then we give it a color of primary color, so and then let's spread it with space between. So and then we need to part also this, so I think we can part the column itself, the whole column. So let's remove the padding here and let's part the whole column to be 15 left, 15 right. So good. So and this, let's just make it, because right now this design is showing at this top here, well, okay, so let's just align this to what it is in the design. So let's reduce this to, okay, it's 10 at the bottom, let's use 10 also. So and let's place our column to align it, or this cross-axis alignment should be start. So I think this is what you have in the design. So let's leave it this way. So what we have here is discover, so let's change it to be discover. So and then here what we need to do is to use a grid view. So now in here we search for grid view. This is grid view, so we place it inside. So the children, first of all we use I think we should copy what we did in the previous design. So let's go to our component. This is home page slider component, so we are going to copy some of the elements here. So let's copy all of it here and then we go to our search page and then we paste it inside of this. So now nice. So we also, inside of this grid view, if you look at the properties of the grid view, so we have cross-axis alignment to be 3, but we only want to have 2. So all the children are going to be 2, so it's going to look something like this. So and then also the spaces between the left and right, this from here should be around 5 or 10 pixels. So 10 main axis spacing. So the main axis spacing is something like from here, the spacing from here to here, and then cross axis spacing from here to here. So the children, yeah, so aspect ratio should be 1 also. So in here we have to so let's give this let's look at what we can do with it, the card and then the stack. So let's give the height to be 150. Okay, so I think this is okay. So let me look at this, 176. So 176 stack, so yeah, 176. Okay, and then the width should be infinite. Now you will notice you didn't get any error. The reason is this because of the grid view. So this is just only one child. Now this grid view, we have an aspect ratio of 1, that is, and we have this cross axis count to be 2, so which means it's going to place this on. So already this grid view already has a width, which is the aspect ratio. So and that's the reason why you're having it that the card, when we give it an infinite width, is not giving us an error. Yeah. So now what we need to do is to complete this. So we have a test here and also we have another test. So let's add the test also in so it should be at the bottom here. So and we need to remove the padding that we gave here. So this test here, we also need to give it a padding of 15, or so okay, let us give it a padding of 15 here, and also padding of 15 at the bottom. So, and we have the text to be just an ordinary text, which is what's the font size is 14, and regular font weight, so 14 primary, and then we give it white color, should be white. Yeah, so okay, so so also let's do what we did with overflowing test in the previous page. What we did, we wrap this inside of a container. So let's give the container to take the full size, infinite, so it's going to take the infinite size, and then let's give it a little bit padding, or on the right side of, let's say 10, so it shouldn't take more than, or 15, because yeah, so so all the text is not going to take more than this part. So, and then so let's add more text. So let me add a bridge test. Nice. So we have this, and then this dynamic parameter, remove it. So, and let's have a little bit of height here. So let's pad this to be about 5 pixels. Nice. So we have, yeah, we have same thing here too. So now let's generate, because we are using, so for now we can also generate this dynamically, so we can have a feel of how it's going to look by the time we are getting our data from Supabase. So here we click here, and we go to generate children dynamically. We can say content 3, although we can still use contents here because this is another page, we are not going to get any error. So, and then we give it let's say 8 because we need to see other ones here. So let's, and then we set the value to be a random data, anything here, anything here. So let's, and then we click save, and then we generate our data. So this is going to be 4 because we are generating dynamic data dynamically. So now you can see what I'm thinking about. So we have the spacing 10 here, 10 here. So of course we can also do something here. So let's see if we have, yeah, so, or let's see here, we are not having this space is not too much as this. So click on our grid view, go to the properties, and then let's see, let's change the cross hashes spacing to be 5, and then this also to be 5. Okay, so I think this is better. So that's it for the search page. So let's preview it. So here we have our search page, and this icon, this is because it's changing when it's on focus. So this, yeah, so we have our search page, we have, so this is our home page, and then this is the notes page. So that's it. So let's go to our notes designer. So like I said, I don't know what I'm going to add to this, which is the notes part. Yeah, so if I look at the design, let's, because so now because this design is not complete, so probably we just leave that for now. So, and then we come back to the decision of what we are to add there. So the next thing that we need to do now is to design our profile page. So this page is what we need to design. So we already have this card, so designed already, so we can use that also. But let's design this. So let's get started. So the next thing for us to do now is to build his profile. So now this profile, this is not going to be easy to build inside of FlutterFlow, but we are going to be manipulating things right here. So if you look at this, if we are to analyze this very well, you realize that this is going to be a sliver app bar. So that is, when you scroll from down, this sliver is going to just close up, and this part will remain. And when you slide down back, it will open up, and then this. So, and when you scroll up, this part is going to remain at the top also. That is, so you can be able to go from nodes to batches. So this kind of uh, functionality is going to be difficult in FlutterFlow, but we are going to manipulate things here, so make things work out. So now, if you have to look at this very well, so this is the app bar, and let's analyze it very well. So you realize this is going to be a role, and inside of the role we place all of these widgets inside of them. So let's start. So we are going to create our profile page. So let's create a new page, and we create a blank one. I will say profile, call it profile page. So here is the page. So let's move it down to this. Also, sorry, I've actually created a components folder from here. So I created components, and it's just a folder. You create for a folder here, and then I place the widgets which we made. So right there. So this is our profile page. Now on the profile page, what we need to do is this. If you look at it again, this is what we need to achieve. Yeah. So first of all, let's make our app bar a sliver one. So this is it, a sliver app bar. So let's make it this, and we need to make it pin. That is, when you are scrolling up from down, you need to pin this at the bottom of the app bar. So now the height that we need to, the collapsible height, we want it to be 300. So this is okay. Expanded height to be 300. Let's look at this. Yeah. So, and also we need to add a button to it. The essence of the button, you're going to see it now, which is taking the height of 70 pixels. So of course, let me make this a fixed 50 pixels. You understand the reason why I made it a 50% soon. So now in this app bar, at the title, let's place our role widget, our role element. So it's an element in FlutterFlow. In Flutter, it's a widget. So oh sorry, so okay, so we place the role right inside of the title. Yeah, let's replace it with what was there before, and then so let's place all our widgets one after the other. We have this, we've uploaded this icon before, so, and then this is a test, and then this is going to be a rich test due to this, and then we'll add another test, an icon here, an icon also. So let's build this sharply. So first of all, we look for the icon, which is arrow back icon. Let's add the icon inside of the role, and then the next thing is to add image. So let's just click inside of this and go to our widget tree, and this side, this is the role. We can add our image. Search for image. Yeah, image. We add the image. So let's change the image to be an asset one. So an asset, we already have the asset inside our folder. This is its png, and let's give it a width and height of 20 pixels also. So 20. So this is okay, and let's center things here. Center it. So I think this should be we're having a little bit, or if I remove this, okay, let's say I remove the width, should take the height. Okay, it's not taking it, so let's just use 20, or I think it's taking the height. Let me remove this also, so let me just give it 20. then this should, okay, so let's leave it this way. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to add our test inside also. So let's look for tests, we add it inside of the role. So we also need a rich test, so add here. So inside of the same role, rich tests, let's add rich test, and then we need an icon also. We still need an icon. Let's add an icon. So we can duplicate this icon into two. So then now let's work on the styling. So here we have this test also be gold color, so we can copy this test. Let's look over the color here. Should be able to see the color. So this is the color. Let's use the color. So we go to the color and then we place this. Yes, so and then the height, the font weight is 12 and semi bold. So let's make it 12 and it's semi bold. Yes, so now let's just make it 100. That is the coin that was in 100. Okay, so let's part it a little bit. So let's give it 2 pixels or 3 pixels away from the test. So this is okay. So now let's deal with this rich test that we had. So the first one is going to be arts, and let's style it. Then this is going to be of primary tests, and the font weight is going to be light. So let's use the normal one, or let's make it 10 light. And so what's going to be the font size is 17. So let's give it 17. So there it says there's not going to be font weight. Okay, so we've made it to be light. So let's work with this second one. Is going to be, let me say Daniel, is the name. So Daniel, and then we change the font also to be 17 pixels, and it's going to be semi bold. Yeah, so that's it. So now let's change our icon to be this icon and this. So this icon here, this should be share icon. So let's use this, and then which is going to be the primary color. Primary test color is what we should give it. And then the second one is also going to be more icon. So to get this, let me see if I can see the name here. It's dots. So let's look for icon here. Say dots. So there's no way I can see this. So let's say more. So to get this exact icon is going to be difficult. So let's just use this one. This is a tutorial, so this is not a real app. So and then give it a primary color. So I think the font size, the side of size is okay. So let's look at the size here. 44, but I think this is okay. So now let's separate them. So what we need to do here is this. Also, the first icon here, let's change it to a arrow back iOS. So yeah, let's use this. So and then the color should be primary color too, primary text color. So now in the role, let's make sure that everything is centered. Because as it is centered. So before we split all of this, I know some of you might say, okay, for me to put this in the middle, let me just give this test a padding of both left and right, which is wrong, because if you are dealing with different devices, so on some devices that are smaller, they are going to be having overflow on both left and right side. So for what we are going to do here is we'll place these two in one row. We are also going to place this also, the rich text is going to stay alone. We'll place this two also in another row. So this is what we're going to do because of this one that we have here. So this actually, we can remove this icon from here and move it to the leading icon actually. So if we so what I'll do is this. So let me go to the app bar. Okay, so what I can do is this. So let's say I need to add another icon. Let me add an icon to the app bar. So instead of it, I can put it inside of the leading, so this will always stay in the leading. So and I can change this here, from here to the arrow back icon, arrow back iOS icon. This was what the one we use, and then we change the color to be what it is. So we can remove this now. But then we also need to reduce the so if you go to the app bar, we can reduce the length of the leading as a show. So this is, it's already there. So I'm trying to reduce the size of the leading, so I don't think I can do that in FlutterFlow. So what I need to do is just to let me see if I can reduce this. I don't think I can reduce anything here, and because I needed to achieve this, okay, I think the spacing is okay. So the spacing from here, okay, which is okay, I think it's better. So what I need to do is just remove this icon here. So we are left with so this is having a lot of space, and yeah, it's also having another space. Okay, so I think it's actually the same. Okay, yeah, it's okay. So now this is what we need to do with now. So let's wrap this actually the image inside of a role. We wrap it inside of a role, and then we wrap also this text in the same role, and then also let's wrap the icon inside of another role. We'll also put this inside of the same role. So now let's deal with the main axis alignment. So we want to give everything space between. So now we can see this is center. So well, this is not at the center of the whole thing here. So let's give this padding also. The padding left of this should be, let's say 20. So which is also going to space, this will be at the center too. So we have, I think this is more than 20, let's say 25 or 30. Let's say 30 or 25 should be okay. 25, okay. So so this is also, let's go to the album and center the title. I think it's already centered. So, and then this padding from here also, I think this padding is not enough here. So inside of the row, let's pad it a little bit, let's say 5 pixels. So because of the leading icon that we have here, this is not making it to look like this is actually in the center. So what we should do is let's just add this instead inside of the role. So let's put it inside of the role. So we've removed it, and then so these whole thing are inside of the role. So let's just give this padding of let's say 30 or 25. Let's use 25. So I think this is better. So this is better. So yeah, we go. So now the next thing we need to do is So we need to have uh now you say, I mean, I intentionally did not remove the color for now so that I can see the difference between this and this. So the next thing we need to have inside of the body of the app bar now is to have this. So let's use a role again. So we put role inside of the, now there's going to be an issue now, so because we need to place something inside here. So, and if you look at it, we are not using the bottom, we are not using this bottom here this way. So what we need to do is to give this a flexible, the app bar a flexible space. Now this is space, so we wrap this whole role inside here with a we wrap it with a column. So here we have the column. So in the app bar also, because right now we're having, it's taking this is also going to go to the phone all those notifications icons that will be at the top, which is also going to be hindering this. So what we can do is to save area is enabled, and because this is an app bar, save area is enabled, so we can just give this a spacing of from here to here. Let's give it 70. The row column actually is what we need to give 70, or let's give it 60 pixels away. And then also we need to part the left and right to have let's say 15 pixels left and 15 pixels right. So, and this let me say 50, I think, yeah, so this is okay. So the next thing we need to do is to place this to have a row, new row. We have the row here, and then so inside of the role we have our circular avatar, circle image, and then we have this other role also. So let's place our circle image inside of the role. So this is circle image, and then we'll also place another role here. So let's do that sharply. So so we look for a role. Now this is the role. So inside of the role also we need to have a colon and place those two test widgets. So this is going to be a colon, so a colon inside, so this is it, and then we'll place our test widgets inside. So this is the test widget, we'll duplicate it, and then so let's first design for this. So let's start this, the first one. So if you look at the test here, we have 18 pixels and semi-bold with primary color. So the first pixels, yeah, the first test, so let's just give it 125, and then we style it to be 18 pixels, 18, and then the primary color is what we need to give it. So from here I think we can change the background of the scaffold. So we clear the color, and then we elevation, we set it to 0, and make the color opacity, so we clean, make it transparent. So I think okay now. So the next thing that we need to do is this. So now this is coming out well, and then we have semi-bold is the font weight. So there we have it, and then this next one also, which is going to be this other test, which is 12, and then the regular 12 and regular weight. So let's make it 12, and okay, which is the normal weight, font weight, and then let's just change it to and then the color, I think there's change in the color, which is this color. So I think is secondary test color. So let's look for secondary test color, and then that's it. So let's change it to be not. So now let's go to this So now let's duplicate for this and this. So we duplicate the column itself. So this is the column, so let's duplicate it 3 times. Now that's it. And then let's go into the role, and so the role right now is taking let's see what we can do here. So it's just taking a little space of this column role here. So for now, let's change this. So the circle is 70 by 77. So let's see the diameter. Let's say 77. Okay, which is good. And then space between them from here to here should be around 40. So let's see. So yes, I think this is better. So so for us to kind of achieve what we have here, this row that is here, because we need to separate them, separate this test, and we need it to take the rest of the space. So what we can do is this: we can let's go to the row that is containing it. This is the row, and let's wrap it with a container. And then this container, the fill color is set, so let's make the width and then the height of it to take the rest of the space. So let's give it so it's not, because this is a role actually. So let's just do it this way. I think this is not going to work also. What we need to do, let's just do it this way. Let's remove the role actually. So now let's use one of this, what we have here. Let's cut it out and let's remove the rest, and let's paste all of this here. So all of them are inside the same role. So, and okay, before I do that, let's just use this and remove the padding which we have. So this is the padding, so it's staying alone. So now let's duplicate this test, the column. So inside of this role, so let's use our main axis alignment, and let's space between. So I think this will be better. So, and what we need to do here is just to give if you look at this, is having a little bit spacing from here. So let's space this last one. It should, and also because this is also taking a little bit space from here. So what we can do is let's see this last one, and let's see if we can let's say -20. Okay, so this is just going to take a little bit space. So let's space the one at the last part here. So if I go to this, and then let's give it space of 20 away from this. Is it enough? Let's use 15 instead. 15. So I think this is better. So this is looking better. So, and the ear, let's remove this padding a little. So instead of even remove, let's remove everything and see what's going to happen here. So I think we are close to what it is here. So this is better. So I think we've achieved what we need to achieve right here. So let's see if we can have space, a little bit spacing at the top here. Also we need a divider, so we can look for divider, horizontal divider, and place that it's going to be here. So first of all, let's change the color to be a primary one, test color, and then the width thickness is just, let's use 0.5. yeah, so I think it's okay, and it's not as dark as this. So let's reduce the opacity. So I think this is better. So we move this we move it to the top of our column, so it should be right inside here. This is it, so it should be at the top here. So exactly, so I think it's taking the whole space. So now this is what we'll do. So we wrap this also, this column, with another column. We wrap it inside of another column, so that column is taking the rest of the space, and then we also wrap this inside of, we now put it inside of the column itself. So now this is going to take, and then we will use this here, remove this padding at the top. So now there's one thing that we can do with this so that we can have a safe area. So let's wrap this itself inside of a container. So this is the container. Now inside is not inside of the container, so let's wrap it again. Now we have it inside of the container. Okay, the container is actually coming to this side, but this is where we need it to. Oh, it's inside of the body, so we are not using inside of the body, we are using inside of the app bar. So let's wrap it inside of container. Now it's inside of container. So container has a safe area, so this is a safe area. So whether they add indentation to child content to avoid intrusion on the screen, like I said. So I think this is it. So this is the part which is going to ignore this icon part. So that's the safe area, but the line we actually needed is after this app bar, this thing here. So what we can do is this, to move this line to be after this. So what we are going to do is this row that we have here should be inside of this column. Let's put it inside of column. Now it's there. So, and the divider is there also. So this is it. I think this is what we need to achieve. Nice. So this is okay. So this departing from here, and also we need to pad the left and right of this, the row itself. So let's give it, left should be 15, and then the right also should be 15. 15. So this is better. So, and I think this is a little bit darker. The line is a little bit darker, so let's increase the opacity. So this is okay, and then also we need to space this to, from here to here, I think should be 15, around 15 also. So let's give it spacing at the top. It should be 15. Okay, this is 15. I think it should be 10. Let's give it 10. Okay, so this is better. This is better. Or let's add a little padding at the bottom. Yeah, so let's give it 5. I think it's okay now. Yeah. So the next thing for us to do is to build, we are still in the app bar, so it's to build this, and then we have all our buttons, and then this. So what we need to do now is to come here, and then this is going to be, the first one we need to have is this rich text field. So this is going to be a rich text. So but for this, actually this is where we are going to have a little bit, because you can't even see the text. So so let's use a rich text here. So we are going to have a rich text here. So let's search rich text. So the colon inside here also, let's make everything to be starting, so the cursor to the alignment to be starting, and are we in the right column? this is the column I want it to be. So let's see, we are not in the right column, so this is the column it should be, and then we move this to be not inside of this. So yeah, so this is it, and this should have padding also instead of having is this okay? No. So it's still not inside of this. It should be inside here, and let's move our role to be at the top. Okay, nice. So, and the colon, let's make it to start the cross-axis alignment. So now let's space it. Let's give it space from here, and let's give it a padding of 20 pixels. So this is okay, and let's achieve this. So what we can do here is just to so let's name it. So let's name it. Give it the name here. So in the rich text field. So just say Daniel. So Daniel, and so this dot icon is where there's going to be an issue. So instead of this rich text also, let's use let me add another text field here. And let me wrap it inside of a role. So I have the role, then also I'm going to add an icon. So this icon, I'm just going to change it to the dots. Let's see if we can see the dots. That's the issue. So let me use sample. So this should be okay, and then give it size of 10. Let's see, or let's say 8 pixels. So, and then let's use the rich text. Let's put it here. So we have the rich text, and let's remove the padding that we gave it at the top here. So the column is what the role is what we are going to give it padding of 20. So, and then let's make sure that everything is in center. So the next thing is for us to just make this text, which is going to be of font weight 18 and semi-bold. So font weight is going to be 18, semi-bold, and it's 18. So let's name it, give it my name, Daniel, and this is going to be member since July, member since, and then we have this as dates, which is going to be separate. So this is going to be member since so let's look at the font size 12 and it's regular. So the font size which is regular, its primary color, or is going to be secondary text color, and then it's 12 and it's regular, which is normal. So and then this other one, which is going to be the dates, so let's just give it July 2020. So this also will be, oh, I'm not adding anyone, so let's style this, and this is going to be 12 and regular. Font size is 12, and text color is secondary text, and it should be normal, so which is normal already. So let's give it a little bit spacing here. So so that's it. So we have this now. So the next thing we need to do is to make it look this way. So we need to add a little bit padding here, a little bit padding here. So on the icon is where we're going to be adding padding of 10 pixels left and 10 pixels right. So I think this is better now. So the next thing we need to have here is just a simple text. So we're up in our row column. So let's minimize this and add the text, which is going to be here, and this text is of regular 14 and is regular, so this is normal. So the next thing we need to add is we need to add another row. So there it goes, and then we have a button, and then this and this and this. So then we have this. So in this role, so let's add our button. So we search, okay, let's just use it here. We have button. So now the button height is going to be 30 pixels height. So we go to button height. The height is 30 pixels, and the fill color is none, but we have a border color. So this border color is going to be primary color, and then the border width is going to be about, let's say 2 or let's say 3. So let's remove the color here. Let's just remove it, and the elevation should be 0. So if you look at the color, I think the border is so much, it's a little bit much, so let's use 2.5. 2.5 should be okay, yeah. So and then the text color is going to be the primary color. So here is going to be the primary color actually. So this is it. So which is going to be edit profile, and then the weight is just a normal one, and then the size of this text is going to be 14, which is regular. So so let's say edit profile, edit profile, edit profile. So and also the border side is curvy, so let's use 16 also, and so the border radius border radius, so this is it here. So let's use 20. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, exactly. So I think this is still a little bit much. Let's use 2 instead. So instead of 2.5, let's just use 2. Nice, this is okay, this is better. So and then we have these ones here. So how can we do this? So let's just add a container in here. So the size of the container, we are going to make it to be a circle one, and then the radius should be 30. Yeah, I think 30 is okay. Yeah, 30, because this side also is 30. And then we made the color to be primary color. So this is it, and we need to add an icon inside. So let's add an icon inside, and then the icon is going to be, first of all, our Twitter icon. So this, yeah. So and let's see, we need to center it. It has been centered, so let's reduce its height to be 20. Let's see, I think 20 is okay. Yeah, I think it's better. Yes, so, and let's make the color to be white, so primary background color. Yes, so now that we have this, we can duplicate this. So let's duplicate this into, I think 4. Yeah, so, and the next thing we need to do is change this one to be actually, before I duplicate this, I need to okay, let's go on. So the next thing we need to do is to change this one. This is going to be YouTube. So it's fonts icon, fonts awesome icon. Yeah, so this is it. And then we have Instagram on the next one. Instagram. Let me see. Let's use this. And then the next one is LinkedIn. LinkedIn. This. So that's it. And so let's paste this. This also, this font, this we need to give it a little bit of padding inside, and the text inside to be have a little bit padding. So let's see padding. Let's see if this is it. No, we are not padding this, not the outside or the inside of the text. So let's use this. I think this, yeah. So let's give it 40 pixels. I think 45 pixels. Let's use 45 left and 45 right. Yeah, so that's it. And let's make this to be space between. Before that, let's give this a little bit padding of like 20. Yeah, so, and then let's make the rest to be space between. And so let's reduce this to be at least maybe 15. Yeah, so, and that's it. So I think this is better. So this is but then this is not taking there's a little bit padding here, so let's just give this a little bit padding on this side. Let's give it 10 pixels away. So now we are having what we have here. So now the next thing, which is the part which I said is going to be tricky, but we're not going to do the whole functionality right here, so we don't waste too much time on design. So this part, what we are going to do is this, because we needed to, okay, before that, let's space our text, the text here, and then this here. So let's space it. This is going to have spacing of, let's say, 20 pixels at the bottom and 20 pixels at the top. So let's give it 20 pixels up and 20 pixels down. So that's it. And this we can just attribute text. So but then we don't want it to extend to this line, so let's just wrap it with a container. Wrap this inside of container, and then let's give the container a width of percentage, and let's give it 70% or 80%. 80% is okay. So now it's taking so we still need to extend this height of the app bar. So let's go to the app bar and let's extend it to the 400. So I think this is okay. So now the next thing that we need to do is this. So we need to for this, now we need to add this inside of the bottom of the app bar. Like I told you, we have in the app bar, if you click inside of the app bar, we have a bottom which is taking 50 pixels height. So inside of it, let's add a container. So if I use my shortcuts and then I add a container. So if you go inside of the app bar, okay, so we are, let's say this is the app bar. Right now it's not showing us the real app bar. So let's see if we can. This is going to be difficult to add inside of the bottom. So let me remove this again, because I need to place that inside of the bottom of the app bar. So what I need to do again, let me use this also and then see how I can place this inside of the app bar. So this is going to be difficult a little bit. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to cut this whole thing out. Now that I've cut it out, then I can add what I need to add inside of the app bar button. So, and then I can place it right here. So now I have this, then I can place what I removed back inside. I hope so. Shit. So what I need to do is to also let me place a container inside of this, and now we are inside, and then we can place what we copied, and then we can cut this out. If I remove this, and then we are back to what it is before. So that's just a simple trick to come back to what you need. So so now here we need to extend the width to take the rest of the space, and then this should be 50 pixels height. So, and then also because this container, this column here, so let's give, because this is going to be a bottom, so the upper, let's reduce the height. So let's make this 350. Yes, so this is better. And then so inside of our container, what we need to do now is this. We need to, because it's inside of the bottom of the upper, so let's add a role. Yes, let's just place it to a role. So and this is the role. No, so this is the one I actually wanted to add. So let's wrap is a role, and then let's design for this. So before the role, we need to have what we call let's wrap it with a column. You'll see the reason why I wrap it with a column now. So, and this is still not wrapping, so let's do it again. So now we have the column, and here after the row, let's add a divider. So this is the divider, and in the divider we need to make the thickness to be 3 pixels, and then this should be ash color. So let's use secondary text, so which is quite ash. So let's use this, reduce the opacity, and then that's it. So, and then the role, let's give it a space between. So it is at the bottom of it, column, the column rather. So, and let's design for this. So inside of this, actually this is not what we are working on. So inside of the role, let's add the text widget. So, and let's make this row take the rest of the space. So we should take the rest of this, yes, so we should take the rest of the column, this rest space of the column, so which is what we've achieved now. And now let's design for this. So for now we are just going to use this simple trick and then work on the functionality later, after once we are working on functionality. So we'll be doing this after then, but let's just do this part alone. So let's add this test, which is going to be the library. Let me see the size of it. It's going to be 14 pixel and semi bold. So 14 let me say library, sorry, I missed the spelling, library. library, sorry, library actually, so it's pronounced library. Yeah, so this so now this is going to be 14 pixels and it's going to be semi bold for the focused one, and the primary color is going to be of this. So now let's duplicate this into 3, and then also we change this back to the normal text color, and the font weight should just be normal. Also this, okay, instead of duplicating this, I think this, okay, so let's duplicate just this one, and then let's give it a space evenly. Yes, so I think that's it. So now let's remove the color of the container. Let's remove this color, make it so here, and then so let's preview this. Now you will see the reason why I said, although there are still going to be some things that which we will need to do, but for now let's preview this. Now you see this is the design. So if I scroll, now this is going to stay at the top, so that's the essence of what we did here. So this is going to stay at the top. So but now this is still not what we want, but we are arriving at what we want exactly. So let's go to our profile, and so the app bar, so let's check the app bar. So let's check some of the features that we need to. So the collapse height should also be 70. So and then it should be pinned. So let's see, let's preview it. So let's see, so this is not yet what we want actually, so but we're arriving at it. So so this is what we need to fix. So so let's click on the app bar again, and of course we need it to be let's see if we can float, and then also, so I think this is what we're having issues on. But so let's say 30, and let's preview again. Yes, okay, I think that's it. So we're able to achieve, so when you scroll at the top to the top, that goes off, and it remains D. So I think we'll still need to remove the height that we gave it. So you can see that this place stays up. So we can't do this with the tab bar in FlutterFlow, because this is not going to stay at the top. It's going to scroll alongside, and you won't be able to see this, and that's the reason why we are doing this. So let's go back to our design, and then let's so the profile and the tab bar, let's adjust the app bar again. Instead of 30, let's just give it 0. Let's give it 0. So let's save this again, and let's preview. So let's see now exactly what we want. So this is taking like the normal app bar, so which is exactly what we want. So if you scroll and then this disappears, same thing. I mean, if you come down, then you'll be able to see the rest of what you are building. So I think this is nice. This is nice. So now let's continue. Let's go back to our notes and go to the profile and do the rest of the things. So for now, we are only going to be working on this, and lucky for us, we've designed something like this before. So which is what we're also going to be copying from other pages which we have done it. So I think we should just go with this because this is easy for us to do. Well, I think both are actually easy, so let's just go with this. So now the next thing we need to do is to go to, I think we have the components. This is the components here, and then this for this is the components here. So let's now go do what we need to do. Let's go to the profile, and in the body of the app of the scaffold, because we've been working on what's it called, on the app backend. So what we need to do now is to add a colon, and then inside of this colon we also need to add a role, and inside of the role is where we're going to have this. So let's copy what we did on the search bar, so search page, and this is what we did here. So of course this actually we're supposed to convert this into a component. So we're supposed to convert this into a component. So what we need to do is to convert this into a component also. Convert it to components and name it grid. Okay, let's use grid components, grid contents components. So I mean you can name it anything, but right now this is what comes to my head, so that's just why I'm naming this. So so of course in your live projects you won't you are in the, if you're building a real project you will not name it this. So you have to name it based on what you are working on, the page you are working on. For now, because I'm using this in different place, so and that is why I had to name it what it is right now. So what I need to do now is to, if I go back to the search page, now this is going to be a component. So the same thing, if you go to the profile page and inside of the role which we have attached right here, so we are going to be using this here. So I'll go to this and the components, and which is going to be the grid components. I'll be adding it right in here. So this is telling us that okay, so what we need to maybe, so let me go back here inside here. So the most cause crash, so we've undone it. So let's see the reason. So let's say let me give this to be, of course we are having a scroll, and this to take the rest of the space, and this also is going to be a scroll one. Well, for now let's not make it a scroll one. So let's try it, adding it again. I don't think we should have error. But I don't know why we're having error here, because this shouldn't cause an overflow. So instead of that, not let us waste time. So let's just go to the grid components and let's just copy the old components instead and use it. So let's copy the card, and then we come to the profile page and come here and then we paste. Still we're having the same thing. Okay, so since we are still having the same issue, so let's just use a container, and then let's add the components inside of that container. So we're having it, so now it works, and let's try and remove the size of the container. So I think this is because I knew it. Why is this causing an issue actually? So so what we need to do is, let's check the heights. 156 by 156. So let's just give this 156 by 156. 156. So okay, now we have this, and so this also is going to be a dynamic children, of course. So but for now let's just give it let's make this role to be a scrollable one. Of course it's already a scrollable one, and then let's just generate a children dynamically. So let's say role children, and the max should just be 4, and then so the value, we are just going to use a random value, list of integers. We don't need all of these, but just to do something here. And so now we have something here, so which is okay. And before that, we also have this. So let's go to another page. The home page is where we have something like this, and then let's use this. So let's go to our profile page, and then let's add it. So this is going to come before the role. Now we're having issues here, so let's go to our widget tree and correct it. So this is it here, and then exactly. So now it's good. We're good to go, and let's add at the bottom. So let's add 15 pixels away from this, and let's change the icon and the text. So this is going to be view all. V is capital letter, view all. Let's remove this also, and then the icon should be arrow forward, forward iOS, this. And let's change the size, should be, let's say 10 or 15. Yeah, I think 15 is okay. And then let's pad it away from this to be 20. 20 is much. 10 is okay, and that's it. Now the next thing we need to do is to do this. So let's duplicate this also again. We use the same thing here, and then we paste inside here, so we are good to go. And also the spacing, I think, is more than what it is at the moment, so let's use 15 pixels away, and this, and then we also do this. So here also we are going to be using another, what we called another column, yeah, and then also we'll make this column to be a scrollable one. So yeah, and we need to add the components that was added from add our components. So this is going to be components, this, and let's put it here. So that's it. And also let's generate our children dynamically for now. So say column, of course we're going to be deleting this when we're adding the functionality, so but this is just to show for the UI sake. So let's give it 5, and also we generate data randomly 1, 3, and that's it. And then let's generate it dynamically, and that's it. So I'm not able to see this okay, this is not making me to see the rest of this, so let's just change this to be likes. Exactly. So I hope this should be scrollable, of course. So let's preview our work. Okay, so here it is. Now we're able to scroll. Now the issue now is that this, okay, so but then we are able to scroll like this. So this is now staying at the top, and then we scroll. Now this is showing an overlay at the showing transparent background. Well, we do not want that, so we need to correct this. So well, at least you can see that this is working perfectly well. So and then this, so if you are scrolling until you come back here, then where you now see the rest of it. So this is also working perfectly well. Well, this, so let's correct that. So if we go to, let's go back to our profile page. So let's gives this role that is containing it and the container itself. So let's give it a background of a few color of instead of this, let's give it primary background. So take the background of the scaffold. So, and let's save and let's preview. So let's try scroll. Now we are so okay. So now what is happening here is the of course this is where this what's it called, the safe area is, and that's why you are still seeing this. But on the real device, you are not going to see this part because this is going to be um, covered by the status bar. So, but at least we are seeing that this is taking. So let's see if there's anything that we can do to this also. So instead of it taking something, I mean having this kind of view. So let's go back to our notes. Go back to the profile page, and so and this so I think I don't want us to waste so much time on this. So and we've already spent a lot of time developing the UI. So I think we should stop from here. We should stop here. So and once we add our functionality, then we are going to um, and that's all on the design for now. If you have any question, kindly ask in the comment section. I'll be replying to your question. And also, if you are a newcomer, kindly subscribe to my channel, like my video, and hit the bell icon to get a notification whenever I release a new video, which is going to be the next one is going to be the last part of this tutorial. So and I hope you are not going to miss it because it's going to we're going to be dealing with all of the functionality. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching my tutorial. See you in the next part. Bye.